Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Maisara binti Mizan Sakri and I will present about operating segment MFRSA. Question 1. Explain briefly on MFRSA. MFRSA operating segment defined as a component of entity that first it must engage in business activities from which it may earning revenue and incur expenses that relating to transaction with other component from the same entity. Secondly, whose operating results are regularly reviewed by the Chief Decision Maker, CODM, who decide on resources to be allocated to the segment and evaluates performance. The CODM is that one who ultimate decision of the company must consistently and routinely look at this operating segment result. This is not part of event. This is part of ongoing internal operating such as monthly or quarterly review. Third, in order for those discrete financial information to be accessible. Discrete financial information refers to specific financial data like revenue, expenses, profit or loss, asset, and liabilities. MFRS 8 require disclosure of segment information based on what it's reported to the CODM, which reflect how management actually view and run the business.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Aisyah binti Ibrahim. My metric number is 20231061145. My part is answering part A, operating segment, which is number 2 about CODM. Who is CODM? Under Mfrs A operating segment, the Chief Operating Decision Maker, which is called CODM, is the person or group responsible for allocating resources to operating segments and assessing their performance. The CODM use internal management reports to make strategic and operational decisions regarding different business units and segments. Let's look at the example of CODM. The first one is Petroleum Nasional Berhad, which is called Petronas. In the Petronas Financial Report 2024, the CODM is identified as the Executive Leadership Team ELT. The ELT reviews internal management reports at least on a quarterly basis to evaluate segment performance based on profit after tax. This is Tengku Muhammad Taufik Tengku Aziz, President and Group CEO, Head of Executive Leadership Team ELT. He is functioned as the CODM in reviewing segment performance. Let's look at the second example. Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad. In the Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad Annual Report 2024, the CODM is identified as the management team responsible for strategic decision making who review internal management reports to evaluate the performance of each operating segment based on profit before tax. This is Takashi Sugihara, which is a managing director of Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Aimi Mardiah. I will present about two types of segmental report in financial reporting of FGV Holdings Berhad. First is business segment reporting. In business segment reporting, FGV performance based on the company's main business activities. In FGV, we show that they have four main business activities such as plantation, oils and fats, sugar, and logistics and support. Each segment has different products and operation. For example, plantation revenue is 1.35 billion, oils and fat revenue is 16.70 billion, sugar revenue is 3.54 billion, and logistics and support revenue is 530 million. This example shows that FGV earns much more from its oil and fat segment. Second is geographical segment reporting. It shows revenue and assets based on where customer or business operations are located. FGV Holdings not only in Malaysia but also in many international markets such as India, China, Pakistan and United States, Europe and several other regions. Based on financial statement, FGV show that revenue is largest from Malaysia, which is 15.339 billion, and followed by India 1.80 billion.
I will continue answer number 4. There are two key benefits of segmental report. The first one is better understanding of segment performance, and the second one is better evaluation of risk and resources allocation. Better understanding of segment performance. Segmental reporting shows which business units contribute most to the revenue and profit. Panasonic segment include living appliance and solution and heating and ventilation air conditioner. Let's look at the example. For heating and ventilation air conditioner, the revenue is 707,343 million ringgit. For profit before tax is 47,385 million ringgit. Living appliances and solution, the revenue is 194,531 million ringgit. Move to the next benefit. Better evaluation of risk and resources allocation. Segmental reporting helps user, which is investor, creditors, and analysts, understand how different parts of the business carry different level of risk and how management allocate resources effectively. For example, the heating and ventilation air conditioner segment may attract more investment because it generates higher revenue and profit, while the smaller segment may require restructuring or improvement. Refer to Financial Reporting 2024, Notes number 22, Operating Segment. The CODM considers the business from product perspective and assess the performance of the operating segments based on the measure of profit before taxation as included in the internal management reports. So the conclusion of MFRS 8 improves transparency, which is help user assess segment performance, support better investment and strategic decision, and the last one is Panasonic segment notes provide clear example.
Now, let's move forward to Part B, Interim Financial Reporting. For question 1, we are asked to explain briefly about MFRS 134. MFRS 134 is a standard under the Malaysian Financial Reporting Standard (MFRS) framework that guides the company in preparing interim financial reports. The standard set out the minimum content that must be included in interim reports, as well as the recognition and measurement principles that need to be applied, such as for quarterly reporting. Its main objective to ensure that companies provide financial information that is timely and reliable through the year. This standard also help investors, creditors, and other stakeholders assess a company performance, financial position, cash flow, and liquidity based on interim results. Overall, MFRS enable users to make more informed decisions between the issues of full annual reports.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, I will continue with question number 2, which is identify two significant event and transaction that affect and identity financial position and performance since the end of the last annual reporting period. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, what is a significant event? In financial reporting, a significant event, also called a material event or subsequent event, refer to an important occurrence that has a substantial impact on a company's financial position, performance, or future prospect, and therefore must be disclosed in the financial statement or in the notes. Okay, in the simple terms, a significant event is any event or transaction occurred during or after the reporting period and could influence the decision of user of financial statement. As we know, the users of financial statement, for example, are investors, creditors, banker, or as well as the government. Okay, The first one is the major disposal of subsidiaries. The company entered into conditional agreement to dispose of its 100% equity interest in AirAsia Aviation Group Limited, which is 3 million, and AirAsia Berhad 3.8 million. This disposal represents a major restructuring of the group, significantly affecting its financial position, future earnings, and consolidation status. The second one is proposed in specie distribution and capital reduction. The company proposed an in specie distribution value of at 2.2 million through capital reduction under Section 116 of the Company Act 2016. This is a significant equity transaction affecting share capital, reserve, and shareholder value.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day to everyone. My name is Nur Anisha Roslan and I will be the last presenter for our group. So let us identify the interim reporting periods for both the current and also comparative financial statements. Moving on to the next slide, I have extracted 4 financial statements. So firstly, as for the SOFP, the Statement of Financial Position, the current interim reporting period is at 30 September 2025. But as for the comparative reporting period, it is at 31st December 2024. Next, as for the Statement of Comprehensive Income, for the current interim reporting period, for 3 months ending, it will be from 1st July until 30 September 2025. But as for the comparative, it will be 1st July until 30 September 2024. For the 9 months ending, it will be from 1st January until 30 September 2025, but the comparative interim reporting period will be from 1st January until 30 September 2024. Next, as for the statement of changes in equity for the 9 months ending, as for the current interim reporting period will be as at 1st January 2025 until 30 September 2025. As for the comparative interim reporting period will be as at 1st January 2024 until 30 September 2024. Last but not least is the statement of cash flow, which is the same. For the 9 months ending, the current interim reporting period will be the 1st January until 30 September 2025. As for the comparative, will be from 1st January until 30 September 2024. Hence, to conclude all my presentation, in conclusion, Nestle Malaysia Berhad has complied with the Mfrs 134 by presenting the consistent and also the comparable interim reporting period across all financial information, which enable users of information such as investors, analysts, and also creditors to evaluate financial companies' performance. With that, I thank you.